Bigger, better, and go blue.
Sir Pizza.
You in a hurry for dinner? Well, we've made it even easier to order online at sirpizzatn.com. Tap the location nearest you and begin your carryout or delivery order at sirpizzatn.com. You can choose from our full menu, and we'll take care of the rest. A Queen's Feast is calling my name. Order Murfreesboro's favorite pizza online at sirpizzatn.com.
Sir Pizza, you made me love pizza again.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
If your old unit needs a tune-up, the professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air service all major brands and even offer same-day service in most cases. Keep your home or business comfortable year-round. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Rheem Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass. Online at PrenticeAllsup.com.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, wgnssports.com, and Big G TV.
We're back here on the Coach's Show, brought to you by State Farm agents Andy Womack, Dana Womack, Celeste Middleton, Alex Williams, Ron Reeves, and Emerson Williams. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I'm proud as punch to bring along Lonnie Drayton, the head coach of the Smyrna Lady Bulldogs. Lonnie, good morning, sir. How are you? Hold on a second. Maybe you there, Lonnie? Well, there we go. Sorry, we had a little button. We had to put more into our flux capacitor this morning, I think. Let's take a look here at some of the scores on the scoreboard from last night. Let's see, Providence Christian, they got the 33-23 win over Webb School. These are some girls' scores. Also, earlier this week, let's see, Stewart's Creek 47, Laverne 43. That's a very interesting score. And last night in the game with the Lady Bulldogs and the Lady Blaze, 63-26 victory for the Blackman Lady Blaze. But Lonnie, dipping your toe into this district last night, and in a big way, you took on the Lady Blaze.
Yeah. Well, hey, first off, sorry for the disconnection.
It's all good. I think we had a little going on here too, so it's all good.
Yeah, I'm in Oakland right now at the JV early morning play day. So yeah, watching some basketball. But yeah, we did get to dip our hand into our foot into it, and I'll tell you that that's just a well-run, established, really good, really well coached program Jennifer has there. Her kids came to play last night. They hit some big shots. They hit a lot of shots early. Pushed the ball really well. We had a rough time with the tempo of the game. But I will tell you this: my biggest thing was, if you play hard for 32 minutes, you can walk off with your head up, and I really felt like, at the end of the game, I asked our girls, did you play hard, not looking at the score? Did you continue to play hard, continue to fight them? And, all of them could answer a resounding yes. So, that's what you look for in those type of games. That's a really good team right there. They're going to get better, too. So,
yeah, well, and that's all you can expect, and sport teaches us some tough lessons sometimes, and you always feel better even if you don't reach that goal if you gave it your all. Otherwise, when it's like a double whammy, right? So that's a good lesson for them.
That's right. And I know it's everybody can look at it as cliche, and when we walk off the court, there's no such thing as moral victories. There's a scoreboard for a reason. I really do believe that. But as far as these guys, as these guys fighting. That's what we got to do. We got to get ready for the next game in the district.
Yeah.
And I think there's only, just looking at the district, I think every team is well coached, but I think there's only team that has the athleticism and the talent that Blackman has out there in our district right now. And really, really playing everybody our region. They're right now, ahead above everybody else as far as the district is concerned. I told Jennifer that before the game, and she was sort of like, I don't know about that, but when we got out there, I really saw it.
Yeah. I saw the Stewart's Creek Laverne score. Stewart's Creek edging out Laverne, and I really think both of the Rutherford County districts kind of have a team that is probably going to be the one that's tough to beat. The team at the top, but then the other teams in the district, I have no idea.
Exactly.
Number
2 through 4 could be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
2 through, and which makes the district tournament really interesting. So because that seeding on both sides could mean a lot. So you got, if 2 through 4 are equal on both sides, you just don't want to be 4. I guess is what you can say.
Right. Yeah, and how you play now for the next 6-8 weeks, that's going to determine how you line up in the district tournament. And even though last night was the first game of district play, and you've got more district and region basketball obviously coming up, do you talk to your girls about how important these games are? I mean, it's not that what you did over the holiday period or, even that Hall of Fame game so far back, but these just kind of mean more.
Oh, yeah. And, that's one of the things as far as our girls understand it. I don't think, there's really been an emphasis. We got transfers from different schools, and we got, girls that are very young. I think we only have 2 seniors, and 1 senior is the only one playing. So they really don't understand the significance of every game as far as that's concerned in the district. And it is. So, we pour into it a lot as far as how important, how big every game in this district is right now. Every region, just, looking at your competition, every scout locking in our scouting room and watching the game tape, and not just looking at the highlights, but looking at the tendencies of the other teams and in the district, because getting an opportunity to play them twice, you have to be ready that, if you're not ready the first time, you have to be ready the second time. And like I told our girls, you have, there's always a chance, as good as Blackman is right now, they play the game because they may sleep on you one day. And if they do, we want to be that team to catch them off guard. So,
yeah,
so it's, that's the fun part. That's the competitive energy in me. I'd like to be that team to do something special. One night is all it takes, right?
Well, I mean, what's the saying? So you say there's a chance,
Oh, it's big time.
Yeah.
Always a chance. Always a chance.
Lonnie Drayton is with us. Your schedule, the next little stretch of games that I have down that you're going to be playing, Siegel, Laverne, Riverdale, Stewart's Creek, Oakland, before you play Blackman again. Lonnie, those are going to be interesting matchups, tight games, I think.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping our MO has been, lately we are struggling to find the basket. And I think all it takes, because you go into practice and you go into games. When you go into practice, everything looks, you're hitting all these shots. You're going up against your B team, and then you have to go up against somebody else's A team, and it's a little different,
Yeah.
So we have, I think we have an opportunity if we can start finding the basket. I don't see us losing one of those games, But at the same time, if we continue to struggle, it's gonna be tough to win. And like you said, very equally matched teams right there. We just got to go out there, find a way to put the ball in the hole.
And you got your rival Laverne on the road, and those are always fun games when Smyrna and Laverne get together, and usually bring a packed house, don't they?
That's right. Well, what's funny is, being a Smyrna guy, I graduated from Smyrna, played for Smyrna. Laverne is my rival. What's crazy is Stewart's Creek is their rival. It's just crazy how I don't understand. I grew up with, when we play Laverne that week, we don't use any words that start with L. So our vocabulary is a little different, but these guys are, Stewart's Creek is our rival. Stewart's Creek, we got to beat Creek, got to go get Creek. And I'm like, I want to beat everybody, but Laverne was my rival. So, it's a little bit different, but we get, that should be a really good game against a well-coached team. Laverne is well-coached. Creek is well-coached. It's all fun. It's going to be an entertaining, like you said, district this year.
Sure is. And just for folks listening, Tuesdays, for the most part, generally are going to be played against the other district, and then Fridays are kind of district games. That's, for the most part, how the schedule works out. So kind of some fun stuff. So, well, Lonnie, hope you enjoy the JV action today, and appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us this morning.
Well, I thank you guys for having us. Thank you guys for everything you do.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Lonnie Drayton joining us this morning on the Coaches Show, which this morning is brought to you in part by our friends at the law offices of John Day. They've helped thousands of people get legal help when they've needed it the most. If you've been injured, call the law offices of John Day.
Turn to Turner Security.
Hey, it's Brian, and we've relied on Turner Security for systems here at WGNS and Big G TV for many years. Their advanced security solutions with real-time monitoring and automation keep us safe. Plus, their expert IT service ensures our tech runs smoothly, from networks, computers to troubleshooting. Their team tailors solutions to our needs, and I highly recommend them for home or business solutions for you.
Turn to Turner Security.
Need to send out professional mailings without the hassle? Franklin's Printworks makes it easy with print-to-mail service.
That is directly in our wheelhouse. We have our own in-house mail department, so we can design something, print it, and send it out under our bulk mail indicia. Save you a lot on postage, and you don't even have to touch it.
Jeff Carlton at Franklin's Printworks says from postcards and newsletters to invoices, bulk mailings, design, printing, and direct mail, they handle it all.
It's a pretty quick turnaround and very cost-efficient.
Your message delivered with Franklin's Printworks.
Winners Trophies can help you with customized awards for any occasion. Owner Kelly Hockenberry continues to provide awards for sports teams, churches, recognition awards, and more. Call Winners Trophies at 904-6002. That's 904-6002 for the best in quality, service, and pricing. You can also email Kelly, winnerstrophy@comcast.net. That's winnerstrophy@comcast.net. Any award for any occasion. Winners Trophies, 904-6002.
We're at Rick's Barbecue on Warrior Drive, where, of course, they've got barbecue and smoked chicken, ribs, but they have other favorites.
Our chicken tenders are delicious. We bread them here ourselves. We have so many different kinds of sides, and our nachos are really good and popular. I love the menu. I could literally eat here every day.
Anne Marie Brent's at Rick's Barbecue.
We're thankful for the customers. We have a lot of regulars, loyal customers that come in, and when they come in, I already know their order.
Bet you're hungry now. We'll see you at Rick's Barbecue, 212 Warrior Drive.
So what if your roommate decides to microwave a metal mixing bowl and sets your apartment on fire? I'm State Farm Agent Andy Wommel. Auto, renters, frankly, any kind of insurance. I've got your back. Call me at 615-890-0850.
Your home, your auto, together they're where life happens. I'm State Farm Agent Alex Williams. It's smart to protect them together to help life go right. Give me a call at 615-898-1150 and let me help you save by combining your home and auto.
Rutherford County, this is Lakin with First Mortgage, a department of First National Bank of Middle Tennessee. Just like our student athletes work hard on the field and court, I work hard for you, making home loans simple, smooth, and stress-free. Whether you're buying your first home, refinancing, or building your dream home, I'll guide you every step of the way. I'm proud to cheer on our hometown teams, and I'd be honored to cheer you on as you reach your home goals. Call me, Lakin at First Mortgage. Let's get you home.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NLMS 401715.
Genesee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in treating local athletes here in Rutherford County. Here's Dr. Russell McKissick with TOA.
We have a passion here for taking care of our athletes here in Rutherford County. We really do our best to take care of them.
Experts in joint, bones, and muscles.
Many years we've been taking care of athletes around here, and we've just picked up where Dr. John started, and we just keep going.
TOA has a playbook that gets you back in the game. To request an appointment, visit TOA.com or call 855-NEED-TOA. TOA, live your best life.
How about a fix for your sweet tooth? Donut Country is open 24 hours a day to cure your cravings. They've been serving up the freshest donuts in Murfreesboro since 1978. There's just something different about donuts from Donut Country. Bo and Cindy Davis and their wonderful staff will greet you with a smile, and you'll see all donuts aren't created equal. Fresh donuts anytime you want them, 24/7 at Donut Country on Memorial down from Clark. And they're open each morning on Middle Tennessee Boulevard. Check out their Facebook page for specials and promotions. Nothing else compares to Donut Country. Open 24 hours.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019 100.5, 1450 WGNSsports.com and Big G TV.
We're back here on the Coach's Show, brought to you by SRM Concrete, the latest ready-mix, or the largest, rather, ready-mix producer in the country. Yet they're still family-owned and operated. Locally grown, nationally known, that's SRM Concrete, delivering quality service and quality care for you. We have got the head coach of the Blackman Lady Blaze joining us, Jennifer Grandstaff. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Brian.
It's good to have you here. We've, it just seemed like Christmas went by so quick, and then all of a sudden it's time to start district play, huh?
I agree with you. It went by really quick, and here we are right in the start of the district play. So, yeah, exciting time of basketball, that's for sure.
I think basketball fans, the general fan may not know that you're not in the same district with, Oakland and Siegel and all those big rivals.
Yeah, they changed that this year. They split us up and put us in with Smyrna, Laverne, and Stewart's Creek to make our district, and then our region is our old district with Riverdale, Oakland, Rockville, and Siegel. So yeah, it is different. Fortunately, we do still play each of our region opponents, which is nice. It's good just for the rival and just for level of competition. It's good for the crowd and the gate and all those things that you need.
I'm sure that it also was, if you're going to have a 4-team district, it's like I've got to find people to play.
Definitely, yeah, it's a struggle. It was hard to get ball games. That's why we had to play in 2 tournaments, and we picked up a State Farm Classic over Martin Luther King weekend. Things that, we play, but don't. We've played it in a tournament. We've never played in 2 tournaments like we did because we've usually had a full schedule. But we were just reaching out, kind of in a little bit of a panic to find games. So, yeah, it's worked out well for us, but it has been a struggle.
Now, tournaments, does that counts as a certain number of games no matter how many you play?
It counts as 2 games regardless how many you play, yeah. So you play 3, 4, it counts on your schedule as 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
And classics, are they the same? Or
yes, classics just count as 1 regular season game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter how many you play.
Even though you may play a couple in that.
Right. Usually classics you play 2.
You also have to try to figure out, we need the challenge, we need to play good competition to get ready for district and playing your region as well during January, February. So I think you did that. I see Lebanon and Upperman, and those are some really good teams.
I definitely feel like we've been tested and challenged. We played Beach, we played Brentwood, which is a little bit down, but we weren't anticipating that. Lebanon was we just didn't play well. We didn't compete early out of the gate, which was a little disappointing. Upperman, we had more than enough chances to be successful at Upperman, just couldn't close the deal, and then got tested in both of our tournaments. We played Mount Juliet in the championship game, and then over Christmas we played both Nolensville and Lipscomb Academy in the championship. So, I do think we've tested our kids and put them in good situations to challenge and to see different kinds of offenses, different kinds of defenses, and hopefully we've learned from it. And I feel like this week was a productive week for us. I thought we definitely played a lot better basketball.
Yeah, if you look at your scores, and I have you like 11-3, I think that's close.
Yeah, that's.
You look at some of your scores, and maybe you win in the 40s, or maybe you win in the 60s. There have been, I think, one game in the 70s, but part of that, I guess, is competition too. But some of that is your offense clicking? Is it going? So you have won games in many different ways, is what I guess is my point here.
I agree. I mean, I think the big part of our success has been our defense, because we go through droughts where we do have a hard time scoring the ball. And, I tell our kids, we get good shots, we run a good offense, it just isn't falling, but you've got to find a way to win. And I think they're starting to buy into that. Like, if your offense is going to struggle, you still got a chance to be successful if you play good defense on the other end of the court and, win the 50-50 balls and limit their second shots. And I do think it's starting to click a little bit. At first, they looked at me like, I'm not real sure what you're talking about, But we did. We won a couple really good games when our offense wasn't at its best, but our defense, just held its own and allowed us to be successful.
Well, and you don't expect maybe the offense to be all there at the beginning of the season either, and as you go along, but your defense can.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I tell our kids, offense comes and goes, but your defense has got to be your mainstay, got to be consistent for you, and it has been. And then, as I mentioned, I think our offense has definitely gotten better this week. It's just a work in progress, It's just finding consistency and the right mental approach with our players out of the gate. Are we in tune? Are we focused? Do we understand why we're running what we're running? And all those things instead of just running offense. So.
Yeah. Jennifer Grandstaff joining us here, Blackman girls basketball. And last night was your first district game. You played the Smyrna Lady Bulldogs. We had Lonnie on just before. Had a lot of great things to say about your team. You did put 63 on the scoreboard and limited them to 26. So sounds like a pretty good night.
It was. Our defense generated a lot of offense for us, and that's, I think, why we were able to put up 60 points. We weren't got a lot of steals, limited their second shots. We were able to get out and run the floor. It was a lot faster paced game, which obviously we like to play, and that allowed us to put up those 60 points.
I was looking at your schedule, and some of the Rutherford County teams that you're going to play, maybe you haven't played in a while. I don't know if you've played Smyrna in a minute or not, but and then I looked at the scores from last night, and Stewart's Creek was a very close game with Laverne, and so I think it's going to be a very interesting race. But a lot of people think that your basketball team has a chance to win the district, but that's sometimes a lot of pressure on 15, 16-year-old girls.
Our kids are funny. They don't get real too high on a big win. I think Shelby and I get more excited than the kids do when we win a big game or really do something that we really had to work hard for. We get super excited for them, but they surely don't get too down if we're struggling either. They're just kind of even kill. So I'm not sure how much pressure they feel. They love to compete, and they just take it one game at a time and just go about their business and real modest and even keel.
That's kind of young people in general now, it seems like,
You think?
It's different.
It is a lot different. It is. It has, I don't know what it is, but it is. They just don't get too excited or too down, and they just wait for the next game, and then, they don't let it affect them either way, which is good.
Yeah.
I think it's really good.
Well, I mean, I wonder what Shelby thinks about that too, because, I mean, she played for you, and that bunch that played for you, I don't think was like that.
No, they were extremely emotional.
Yeah.
You knew when they were feeling good, and you could feel their pain when they were hurting. So, a little bit different, these days. So,
the upcoming schedule for you, you've got Riverdale coming up on Tuesday, and then at Stewart's Creek. And for those basketball fans who are listening, Tuesdays are kind of opponents are playing region against the other district, if you will, and then you play your district games on Fridays. Mm-hmm. You all are playing Siegel and Oakland and Riverdale, aren't you playing, and maybe Rockvale, playing 2 games?
Okay, we're playing Riverdale twice, Oakland twice, Rockvale once, and Siegel once.
Okay.
Yeah, we're playing those 2 once, and the other 2 twice. That just worked out for scheduling purposes. That's how.
Okay.
Everybody just agreed to play.
I knew that it was something like that you all were playing maybe more than one.
Right.
So the teams are playing each other at least one time. You've got, let's see, got home on Tuesday.
Home Tuesday, away on Friday, and then we go to Lebanon for the State Farm Classic. We play Nolensville again at Lebanon at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
Okay.
So.
Now, is this is kind of a late time of the year to have a classic, isn't it?
Corey always puts one on over this weekend.
Does he?
He does, and it never really worked out for us because we never needed an extra game.
Yeah.
And obviously we did. We needed a game, and Nolensville, we played them at the Page Hoop Fest tournament. It was a great ball game, just extremely competitive, good battle. We were able to pull it out. So we're looking forward to to seeing them again on Saturday. So
it's also good to see some of those Williamson County teams because this year, it just blows my mind that there is a guarantee that we will have 2 Rutherford County girls teams and boys teams in the sectional.
Yes.
There's no way that it can't happen because you play your region.
Right, play your region, and then you go to your sectional in Williamson County.
Yeah.
So, that's a lot different.
It is.
Compared to what I've done my whole career. It's crazy.
Well, I will not miss the trip over Mont Eagle Mountain for sure, or head to home, but that trip to Mont Eagle Mountain and over and playing somebody down there has always
been brutal.
It has. It's been
just been brutal.
Been rough. So, well, we are going to actually be at Blackman on Tuesday and at Stewart's Creek on Friday. So we get to see the Blaze and Lady Blaze here a couple of times this week, and looking forward to that. And Coach, appreciate you spending some time with us this morning.
Thanks so much.
Jennifer Grandstaff here on the Coach's Show, and John's going to be up next with some Laverne conversation. The Coach's Show brought to you by Rick Hall with Rayburn Insurance in Smyrna. Give Rick a call for auto, home, business, and life insurance needs. Find out more at rayburn.net.
When the weather turns bad, minutes, even seconds matter.
This is an early heads up for southern Rutherford County.
Rutherford Weather brings you live radar and expert meteorologist insight, giving you the early heads up when storms threaten.
A lot of areas are going to see some impacts from this storm.
From analysis to live camera views, we keep you informed before, during, and after the storm.
I think the vast majority of the hail with this now is going to be quarter to perhaps golf ball size.
Rutherford Weather. Stay ahead of the storm.
This is a paid legal ad.
I'm attorney John Day. Many lawyers are quick to say that they'll take the insurance company to court for you. But how do you know if the lawyer is an experienced trial attorney? Ask them if they're certified. In order to be certified, you have to have tried a lot of cases, taken a 2-day test, and get recommendations from judges and other lawyers. My wife Joy and I are both certified as civil trial specialists, and we have the experience to get the answers, justice, and compensation your family deserves. Call the law offices of John Day.
Hello, this is Coy Young at Las Casas Feed Supply. We'd like to welcome you to our door.
Whether you have a quarter acre or several, Las Casas Feed Supply has premium feeds and dog foods you can't find in box stores.
Nutrition is our specialty here at Las Casas Feed.
Plus, every Saturday morning they have a local producer-only farmers market with fresh vegetables, beef, pork, and more.
Customer service and expertise that exceeds your expectations.
Family owned and operated by Coy and Jennifer Young, Las Casas Feed Supply on Barlow Lane, just off Highway 96 East in Las Casas.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Hi, I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. Stop by our office in the Public Shopping Center on South Rutherford Boulevard or give us a call at 615-907-7056. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, wgnssports.com, and Big G TV.
And this portion of the Coach's Show is brought to you by Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin, who will work with you to develop a complete, tailored strategy to help you achieve your financial goals. That's Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin. And my guest this morning is head coach of the Laverne Lady Wolverines, and that's Shanice Kaysen. And Shanice, first of all, I hope you had a good Christmas. What little probably you had that you weren't playing basketball.
Yes, we did a lot of practicing over the break. And excuse my voice this morning, I'm a little hoarse from our game last night. But had a good break. My daughter had a good break, and so did our girls. So it was really good to come back and now be back in school and get started.
You know, you're talking about having a daughter, and I'm like going, I always still remember you playing for Siegel, and I can't age you. You know, you just stay the same.
Thank you.
Want to talk about last night's game? What, Stewart's Creek last night?
Yes, sir.
Boy,
yeah.
that was a quite a ball game, a real close one, 47-43. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, sir. Both teams came out with high intensity, a lot of energy on both sides of the floor. It was a close game all the way through, back and forth between both of us, and it just came down to free throws and taking care of the ball at the end of the day, and they did a little bit better job than we did on that end.
You know, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster for you guys. I know you've had some wins pre-Christmas and that kind of thing. What I have noticed, though, is your defense is pretty solid in all those games, whether you win or lose. It's been pretty solid this year.
Yes, sir. That's something that we're trying to let become our identity as well. We understand that we need our defense to help create turnovers and help create points for us. So we're changing things, and we're learning each other and learning to trust each other better on the defensive end so that we can get those more offensive possessions, and have better chances to score.
I know coming up in the ball game like last night, yeah, you've kind of picked up the pace offensively as well. And that's a never-ending battle, isn't it? I mean, trying to run your offense. You know, other teams press. You've got to make adjustments, in-game adjustments, when to substitute. Some of that, is that on feeling? Some of that of like who to bring in and who to replace, or how do you go about that with offense and getting that flow?
Yes, sir. So, believe it or not, mine is not based off of offensive ability at the moment. I'm going on, if you messed up on defense, because we're needing our defense, I'm basing it off our defense. So if you're not doing what we need defensively, I can get a girl in and go do what I asked offensively, but if you can't do what I need defensively, then you really can't play for me. I'm a defensive kid. You know, like you said, you knew me growing up.
Yeah.
I took a lot of charges in my life.
Yep. Yep.
I love defense, and I pride myself off of that.
You have high expectations for defense, because that's one thing that you don't necessarily have to have a tremendous amount of skill, but knowing how to play it and being at the right place at the right time, those are the important things with defense, I would think.
Correct. Yes, sir. And so they're doing a better job. Like I said, we're all still learning each other, and unfortunately we're in the second half of the season. There's 3 parts to a season, and so we're in the second part of the season, and I think we finally have gotten it figured out, you know, what each other's strengths are, and we've made some adjustments on who's playing where defensively. But I know what I need in a defensive stop. I know who I need in the game. Offensively as well, I know who I need in the game when we need a bucket. We just had a hard time finishing last night. So going into practice next week is our focus on finishing and making free throws.
Shanice, I know when you're playing a game and you lose a close one like that, you have to kind of find the positives in it. What were the positives that you saw last night with your girls?
Yes, sir. So they've been battling self-confidence a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really think that their confidence is starting to roll around, and they're starting to trust each other a lot more. And they're starting to hear me more and what we're wanting or needing in the moment. So I think that's the positive side to it. The games that we are losing, we're losing by 9, 10, and last night 4 points. So we're trending in the right direction. We just got to now put a complete game together and not certain quarters.
If you can keep a team under 50 points, and I know your goal probably is less than that, but that's been a very consistent. You beat Antioch on the 15th, 35 to 25. And those kind of performances, you're going to stay in games, aren't you? If that defense is, and like you said, you emphasized that. I think when you have teams that sometimes have difficulty scoring, boy, the defense can pay off so many ways.
It can. Our goal is to really keep somebody. If we can keep them under 45 points, we believe we can win that game.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've done the math, we've done the film study. If we can keep it under 45, we should be able to pull out a game. And like you said, they had 47 last night. So it's tough for us to win that type of game if we can't keep them under what we typically are trying to keep people under.
It takes a lot of effort, but defensively, but also rebounding, getting on the boards, and protecting the basketball. All those kind of things And I guess, too, Shanice, it's more like teaching them how to win games. Is that an obstacle sometimes, with a team that has struggled over the years, getting them back to believe, hey, you can finish this game, you can win this game, you can take this game?
It's funny you say that. I literally had a conversation with a college coach, and we were just saying, she was like, well, do they know how to win?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? I don't think that they know how to win tough games.
Right.
I think that they're used to winning games that they should win. The games that we're close to winning, they're not sure how to pull them out yet. And so I think now it's just teaching them how to feel what it is to win and know what it looks like to win those type of games. And once we can get over that hurdle of one of them, I'm sure that we can continue that and keep going on all of them.
Shanice Cason is our guest. A couple more questions. We have MTSU today. We've got to get off the air a little quicker, so we're going to cut you short just a little bit.
No problem.
We're shutting everybody. But it's MTSU, so you should know. That's important.
Yes.
You're next up, you've got Franklin. And then Smyrna. So Franklin is Monday. Smyrna will be, I guess, Friday, I would suppose.
Yes, sir.
These Friday matchups are going to be big, district-wise. And Smyrna is a team that you all have had some battles over the years, very close battles. So that's one looking up. And I think Franklin is a good team to battle before you get to Smyrna.
Correct. I think it's going to prepare us mentally and physically for that game on Friday. I look at our non-conferences as stepping stones to be able to help us get through our district play, because our district play is hard. And so it'll prep us for Friday, and we're gonna try to figure out what we need to do for our Friday game and try some new things in that game, but still compete as well and try to pull out a win.
No problem getting them fired up for the Friday game, though, is there? Laverne
Not
and
at
Smyrna,
all.
yeah.
They understand what's at stake with that. That's their rival, and they're already ready for it.
Shanice, always a pleasure to talk to you. We'll have more time next time we talk. So, good luck.
No problem at all. I appreciate it.
Good luck this week. That's Shanice
Thank
Cason,
you.
the head coach of the Laverne Wolverines. This portion of the show brought to you by Las Casas Feed Supply, locally owned and operated by Coy and Jennifer Young, specializing in animal feeds, premium pet foods, farm supplies, and more.
rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
Whether it's the blazing heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter, let the Rheem Pro professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Conditioning on West College Street keep your home or business comfortable year-round. We service all major brands and in most cases offer same-day service. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Rheem Pro partner, heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass.
Life's too short to stress about insurance. That's why Ray Call at Rayburn Insurance is here to make sure you have the right coverage without all the hassle. He'll work hard to provide you with personalized service and finding the best solutions for you and your family. Whether you're looking for auto, home, or business insurance, Rick Hall's got you covered. Rick Hall at Rayburn Insurance Agency. Let him handle the details so you can focus on what really matters.
Since 1938, J. Mullins Jewelry has been Murfreesboro's trusted family-owned jeweler, helping you celebrate life's biggest moments with breathtaking diamonds, custom designs, and expert craftsmanship. From our first sparkle to redesigning Grandma's heirloom, we'll handle it all with care, quality, and honest prices big stores simply can't match. Expert repairs, one-of-a-kind creations, and service that feels like home at J. Mullins Jewelry, 1640 Memorial Boulevard in Murfreesboro, and mullinsjewelry.com.
Craig's Tax Service.
We perform tax preparation, individual tax returns, corporations, partnerships, and all your payroll bookkeeping needs.
Brandon Craig with Craig's Tax Service.
We fulfill all your tax preparation needs from individual returns to corporations and handle any of those scary letters you may get from the IRS.
Craig's Tax Service at 142 Heritage Park Drive. Call 890-2233 for an appointment.
We're proud to support all Rutherford County athletes.
Craig's Tax Service, 890-2233.
At Dr. Automotive in Smyrna, we're committed to providing local car owners with top-notch auto repair services. With over 2 decades of experience, our ASC certified master technicians are experts in both foreign and domestic vehicles, ensuring accurate diagnosis and timely, cost-effective repairs. From oil changes to major engine and transmission repairs, we've got the cure for your car. Dr. Automotive, keeping your car running smoothly, mile after mile. Visit our website, smyrnaautorepair.com.
In Rutherford County, we need a sheriff who leads from the front, not from behind the desk. That's Kenneth Barrett, out on calls, side by side with deputies, tackling the tough stuff every shift. He's the working man's leader, supervising with sharp eyes, serving with steady hands, keeping our families safe. Born here, raised here, he's ready to protect here.
I'm Kenneth Barrett, running for Rutherford County Sheriff, and I'd appreciate your vote.
Paid for by Kenneth Barrett for Sheriff. Treasurer Jan Stewart.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019 100.5, 1450 WGNSsports.com and Big G TV.
And this portion of the show brought to you by Craig's Tax Service, specializing in personal and business tax preparation, financials, and bookkeeping services. Find out more at CraigsTaxService.com. John Dinkins back with you here, and we have Oakland coach Scott Thomas with us. And Scott, we're going to have be a little shorter version today. We're blaming it all on MTSU basketball today. Oh, yeah. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit before we get into the games last night, and I hope you had a good Christmas, by the way. You get to spend a little time with the kids.
Yeah, it was good. You know, we had a few games, but got to go to Gatlinburg for a few days with family.
Awesome.
And just relax.
That recharges the batteries, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was nice to get to do that.
It recharges the wife's batteries too,
yeah,
I guess. Or
sure, yeah.
Gets to see you.
Yeah.
Coaches' wives they got to be a great credit. I mean, they don't get enough.
My wife Abby's been putting up with me, you know, doing really 2 sports for the last 12 or 13 years, and you know, this year finally cut it back to 1, so she was happy with that.
Yeah, that probably made her day, didn't it? Yeah. And your kids are not like super old either. I mean,
so my son, he's 9, and then my daughter's 6, so they're my son, he's football, basketball, baseball, and then
so she has to go to those events, right? Sometimes, and you can't.
My daughter just started basketball this year and playing softball too, so they keep us busy.
Yeah, I know all about that, man. I'm telling you. Yep. I want to talk about the schedule.
Yep.
It's unbelievably tough. Yep. Before we get to these games, I mean, unbelievably tough. Mm-hmm. I looked at and everyone, like 8 of those teams are ranked.
Yeah.
You know, at the time that you played them.
Yeah.
You've kind of gone through that. So when you look at your record, everybody goes, well, I don't know, Oakland, but I really think that's going to be so beneficial to them for the rest of this year in this district coming up. I mean, I think it's going to be really worth it.
Yeah, and, you know, that's kind of the challenge is, you know, a lot of people, I think, look at our record and, you know, probably think that we're not a very good basketball team. But I think if anybody watched us play in those games, I mean, we competed in a lot of those games. And, you know, right before break, was able to get 2 good wins against Wilson Central and Beach, who both have 14 and 15 wins right now. And so probably not the best scheduling on my part, you know, especially with a young team like we have. But, you know, we do it for this time of the year to, you know, hope that it gets us ready for district play and region play.
You are really young, and some like I know, like Ryan. What's she, a sophomore, or is Ryan Mullen? She's
a sophomore.
Sophomore.
Yeah.
When you look at that, and you take a team that is so young, I know, like playing Beach and Wilson Central and you know, Blackman and I guess it's kind of like that wide-eyed look in their face, but I saw a team that was playing with a lot of confidence last night against Riverdale.
Yeah, you know, we're getting. I think they're starting to get some confidence. You know, we've, you know, we lost one of our really not the biggest point scorer, but you know, just the kid that rebounds the ball, consistent for us, and just an awesome kid. You
There's
know,
a presence in there underneath.
You know, she had an unfortunate deal over break in a game, first game at Page. You know, she goes up, nothing really drastic or anything. She just jump stops, goes up for a shot, and you know, her knee just kind of gives out on her. You know, so we lose her for the rest of the season, and the very next game, you know, there's a unfortunate event that happened during the game, which led to an ejection, which I personally didn't totally agree with the call. But learning experience, you know, for our freshman KK, and so we've played the last 3.5 games without those two on the court, which we're a totally different team when those two aren't out there. And you know, last night was
that's an adjustment too. I mean, you've got to like change everything again.
So and then you know, we're already kind of limited on what we got, so that kind of put us in an even bigger bind. But you know, last night we got KK back, and you know, she led us in scoring with 14. So you know, it's obvious how important she is to our team, and you know, I keep telling people she's only a freshman, but I think if you watch her play, you wouldn't think she's a freshman.
No.
So yeah, I thought, you know, battle. I mean, I told them, you know, it's battle to Borough. You know, Oakland Riverdale has always been a big rival.
At their place.
Yep, at their place, which is always tough. You know, they give credit to them. You know, every time I felt like we went on a run and had a chance to put the game away, they fought back and never gave up. So you got to give some credit to them for that.
Let me ask you about McKenna. Is it McKenna Seibert?
Kenya Seibert.
Yeah. She's kind of like an unsung hero. I mean, really. Yeah. I mean, she's got there's a quality about her about getting rebounds, stealing the ball. She's got a little bit of experience that the rest of them don't have as much. But I thought she played, and I don't know I don't remember her scoring last night. I know she did, but I don't know how the total was. But man, she was all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, she's our lone senior, you know, and I gave her a lot of credit, you know, especially over break. I felt like she's starting to play like it is her last year, and you know, I don't know if she was really wanting to play in college or whatnot, but the effort she's playing with, you know, you can really tell that this is her last go around, and you know, she's a scrappy player. She plays a little undisciplined at times on offense, gets in a little bit of a hurry, but I mean, she was great on the offensive rebounds
Yeah.
last night, especially in the second half. And then, you know, she gets kind of just the ugly, scrappy points off offensive rebounds and, you know, off our turnovers is where she gets most of her.
She kind of displayed some leadership out there last night, I thought, too, and at certain times firing them up. And, you know.
That's one thing I've been most proud about her is, you know, she doesn't care about how many points she scores,
right.
You know, which is hard for kids these days.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them are worried about how many points they have and not necessarily if the game is being won or not. And, you know, there was a play in 2 games ago over break where I think Riley falls on the ground, you know, shooting a shot and is a little slow getting up, and Kenya runs over there and picks her up and gets her back on defense. So
that's
you know,
amazing.
She's been a great leader on the court for us.
I'm going to mention Callie Lowe. I thought she put in some big minutes last night. Now, big win. You're 1-0 now.
Yeah.
I mean, and so, but you go right back into the heat of it with Mount Juliet on again. But that's a good game, I think, to come after a big win and play Mount Juliet. And then you've got Siegel. At Siegel.
Yeah.
So you're on the road here. You've been on the road a couple of games here.
Yeah, I think we got a few on the road, and then I think towards the back part of our schedule, we go through a stretch where we got like 4 or 5 home games, so that'll be good.
When you talk about young people and being so young, I think you have the perfect temperament for these girls because you have to adjust. Like when things are going okay, things are not going well, and not lose it, not forget that they're young, but then you've also got expectations for them too. I mean, just because they're young doesn't mean they can't win, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, if you ask them that question, I don't know if they say the same thing because they probably feel like I'm always on them. But no, I just, I do try to. I am a little hard on them, especially in practice, and I try to tell them it's because I can see the potential that we have, in our future as a program, and you always hear coaches, giving credit, of how good Blackman's program is and how good Coach Grandstaff is. And, my goal being at Oakland is trying to get people to talk about Oakland that way in the next year or two.
Yeah, it's and I know, and it follows pattern. Oakland always seems to do really well in postseason play. When they get there, they're always, and I see the improvement as we go. Right, I'll be remiss not to mention Mullen. She put up some points last night. I don't remember. I think she was in double figures too.
Yeah, well, so KK led us with 14, and then it's exactly what we need if we're going to win games from here on out. Riley had 9. Zaria Benford, another freshman, got in a little foul trouble early, but she's starting to come along, playing a little more aggressive. She had 8, and then Seibert had 8. So
that's pretty balanced right there. Yeah. And at this stage now, and you've won a district game, you've got a big district schedule ahead. What are things that you still think that they need to improve on a little bit as we go on?
The finishing.
Yeah.
We've kind of even Tuesday at Stewart's Creek, without Kylie and without KK, we led the whole game, and we'd go up 7 or 8 and have a chance to maybe make it 10 and kind of expand our lead, and again give credit to Stewart's Creek, they never quit. And then the fourth quarter comes and we score 2 points in the fourth, and I think they scored 11. So and it's kind of, there's been a lot of games this year I felt like where the first 3 quarters were right there, and then the fourth quarter we're just not finishing. So
that's part of being young too, and finishing, and it's going to take somebody like Seibert to kind of. I thought she did a great job. I was really impressed with her, the way her leadership, not necessarily even on the play, but the way she did. Yeah. Scott, I hate to let you go but I appreciate you coming in. Good luck next week, and who knows, we may be at that Siegel game. I'm not sure what our schedule.
Y'all are good luck for us, so come on.
We got to come every time, don't we? All right, that's Scott Thomas, the head coach of the Oakland Lady Patriots, and when we come back, we'll be talking to Stewart's Creek.
Hey, Rutherford County sports fans, from auto, home, renters, business insurance, and more, trust your local State Farm agents. Celeste Middleton, Ron Reeves, Emerson Williams, Alex Williams, Dana Womack, and Andy Womack. This powerful team lives here, works here, and are your neighbors. They're ready to help you manage everyday risk, recover from the unexpected, and realize your dreams. Contact Celeste, Ron, Emerson, Alex, Dana, or Andy for all of your insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
If you need concrete work done, who would I call? Dan France Concrete. Here's why. He's local. He attended Walter Hill Elementary, Oakland, and MTSU. He served our community as a school resource officer for 9 years, and he's involved in the community.
This is Dan with Dan France Concrete, wishing all Rutherford County student athletes a great season. Study hard, play harder, and be safe.
Dan France Concrete is a licensed and insured residential and commercial concrete construction contractor serving Middle Tennessee. Check out danfranceconcrete.com online to see some of their work.
At Middle Tennessee Electric, we see the lines that link us all, illuminating our neighborhoods, empowering our businesses, and helping us to recharge. Because we believe in the power of good energy. Whether it comes from our grids, the sun, or a kind heart. And as your family and our region continue to grow, you can trust that we'll always be there for you. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
Game day is coming, and are you ready to represent the Blue Raiders? At Raider Tees, we've got the largest selection of officially licensed Middle Tennessee gear in town. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, even tailgating essentials. You name it, we've got it. No more searching through random stores. Everything you need is right here at 111 East MTCS Road, right across from MTCS. Get game day ready at Raider Tees. Bigger, better, and go blue.
Pizza. Murfreesboro's favorite pizza is now hiring at all 3 local locations. That's right. We want you to join the Sir Pizza team. Stop in at our East Main, Veterans Parkway, or Memorial Boulevard locations and let us know how you'd like to join the Sir Pizza family. Also, we've made it even easier to order for carryout or delivery. Just head on over to sirpizzatn.com.
Sir Pizza, you made me love pizza again.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
If your old unit needs a tune-up, the professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air service all major brands and even offer same-day service in most cases. Keep your home or business comfortable year-round. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Rheem Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass. Online at PrenticeAllsup.com.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, wgnssports.com, and Big G TV.
And this portion of the show brought to you by our friends over at Sir Pizza, whose 3 Murfreesboro locations offer a huge selection of mouth-watering pizzas, sandwiches, pastas, and wings. Order your favorite pizza online at sirpizzatn.com. We're talking Stewart's Creek girls basketball, and when we do that, we talk to Hannah Jones. And Hannah, good to hear from you. First time we get to talk to each other, and a tough little game last night.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? It was a fun environment last night. It was tough. It was close, and yeah, it was a good time.
It's kind of good when you can win, even if it's a close game, but be able to win it. That's always good. That's the best thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, a win is a win. You definitely can't argue with that.
Let's talk a little Stewart's Creek girls basketball in terms of your schedule, 8-9 overall, but you have played a pretty tough little schedule. I call it pre-Christmas schedule, and but I think in the long run that helps paying off because this district I think is wide open.
I agree. Definitely, we had a tough schedule. I mean, we're playing really good teams at the beginning: Cookeville, Lebanon, Upperman, and it was tough. And I definitely, I think our girls have a resiliency to them, and even in the losses that we did take to those really, really good teams. I mean, they're coachable, they're soaking it up, and they're ready to bounce back because district is what matters. And they found a way last night. Even we had two starters out right now with injuries, and so I was really proud of them.
Oh, that's didn't know that. But when are they going to be back soon, or do you know?
I hope so. We're in the process of figuring that out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Doing your due diligence. So they're figuring that out, and one was a senior and one was a freshman. One is a guard, kind of a glue player. So she has definitely been a vocal, and both of them have actually very vocal, enthusiastic on the bench. So I mean, they're still making an impact, but from the sidelines. So those are the type of kids that you want to have around.
Beat Oakland 41-33, and Oakland is another team that's improving and getting better each and every week. Again, they won last night. Tell us about the improvement that you've seen from the beginning of the year, and then to the point that you are right now.
Yeah, I think we have 5 seniors and a junior, a couple freshmen. That's kind of the main minutes and rotation of what we're playing on varsity. And a lot of these girls that were juniors last year, rising seniors, they didn't see a lot of huge varsity minutes. Because last year, Stewart's Creek, they graduated 6 or so, and most of them went and played somewhere else at a lot of different levels. So there was good talent last year, and so they got to see and watch, not just because, I mean, there's just not enough minutes. There's not enough time for everybody. But they have a great work ethic, and so just putting in the work in the weight room, in practice, in our 3-man workouts leading up to season, they did a really, really good job of just getting in the fundamentals, and because they don't have that experience, that game time experience. So if we just lay the groundwork with our fundamentals, our identity is really defense focused, and everything, like our energy, and when the shots aren't falling, then we have to rely on our defense, and that's what they have bought into, and it's continuing to get there, because offense, I mean, is in the preseason, and we are who we are, and we're going to try to get as close as we can to the basket. But defensively is something that they can always control. Their attitude, their effort,
ordinarily you would like to have, when you graduate 5 or 6 seniors, and now you've got 5 seniors, you really, I guess, you would like to have it where there'd be a few more sophomores inserted in there, and then but that's just the way it is. Facts are facts. I love the point that you say about defense, because I don't think people a lot of times don't stress that as much. Everybody worries about the scoring and who's scoring and that kind of thing, but your games have been, for the most part, low scoring in terms of what you all are doing defensively.
Yeah, we change it up, but we have our core values, and they stick to them. We repeat them. We try to stay within that identity and just make sure that is the state. We're all going in the same direction on defense. And if you're not doing your job on defense, then we will rotate. We will move. Get someone else off the bench and move it, and make sure you got to do your job on defense. That is just something we harp on all the time. If we don't, then that's not who we are. So you got to get in or get out.
With the districts being a little different this year, Hannah, you get an opportunity to see teams in your other district, but you also got big games coming up in your district, which I think it would help you, especially when you get to region play. But I would think playing those teams from Murfreesboro not only helps gate, but it also helps playing those teams and the proximity, the logistics of travel. Keeping those teams that you're not in the district with, but you've got familiarity with.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like you hit the nail on the head with GATE. It definitely helps our communities around here. And I definitely think, because a lot of our student athletes, they see each other outside of school, too, from the other districts and the other schools, like in their different circles that they're doing with athletics or church or I don't know what other extracurricular activities they're a part of. They see them. So like last night, Laverne, I think it was a big deal. It was a lot of fun, kind of down the road, Sam Ridley, and it was a big environment. So it's really, really fun being close and having that. I know they traveled to Cookeville last year for the district, and man, that's a long bus trip, and I'm glad that I'm thankful for the closer games.
Yeah, and what I also love about it, you've got rivalries in there. You and Smyrna, and then you've got you and Laverne. That's already a given. But and Blackman is I would think considered a rival, and you've got them next week.
Blackman will be next week, and they're always great. They're always solid. I mean, Grandstaff does a great job with them every year, so that'll be tough.
That's a home game, I think, too, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. And then you've got Siegel. So a lot of local flavor. And again, I think it's good to keep some of these teams as you don't know that you used to play, you're still playing them. I think that's important. One question, because I think things are going very well for you at Stewart's Creek. What is the difference from coming from Middle Tennessee Christian to a bigger high school in terms of kids, and how was the adjustment there?
It's been great. I think just having a larger population is really, really wonderful. Going from the smallest classification to now the biggest, you have a lot of kids, and you have a lot of interest, and you have more student athletes. There's a lot of different middle schools feeding in to Stewart's Creek, and so it's just really important to make sure that I'm out at Stewart's Creek Middle and Rock Springs, and making sure that, hey, I get my feet on the ground at those middle school games, see who's coming in, who's zoned here, and the kids who want to be here and that are here and they want to come and try out. It's really, really fun. I like the population. I like the bigger numbers. That's been a big blessing. It does,
I think, probably take a little more about going to see kids in middle school and supporting them, and then the other things. But you reap benefits from that, and I know you're a people person, and that's got to be kind of an easy thing for you to see all these kids.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
I do love it. I enjoy it. I love it.
All right, we want to talk a little bit before I let you go here. We're talking to Hannah Jones, the head coach of the Stewart's Creek Lady Red Hawks. The Red Hawks have always had a solid girls program, even from the very beginning, and it looks like you're carrying that on. I don't know what the secret is out there, but the girls programs always seem to be very solid. And even though you've got a little inexperience, you're hanging in there just fine. I think you're doing great with that.
Well, thanks. I definitely think it's from top down, like in the Stewart's Creek, just admin all the way down. And when you get down to middle school, like they've got leadership in place that's doing a really good job that kind of has an identity of this is who we are, this is what we're going to do. So you've got kids, like you said, inexperienced, but they're ready to work. They're willing to work. They understand. They have a determination about them and a toughness and a commitment to this. So that's maybe it's back to the population thing of like you have a lot of kids coming in, and maybe it's this area, I don't know, maybe it's the water. You just have a great set of character kids, and you've got a support system here that's fueling that and holding them to certain standards. So I think you've got a great group of kids here who are just ready to work and they want to be coached.
We're going to catch you, I think, next week, and it may be Blackman, I'm not sure, but we talk about big games, and it's a little early to say this is a big game, but I guess all of them are big games, really, when it's a district game.
Oh, yeah. Take it one at a time.
The Siegel game is Tuesday, and what is Blackman Friday, I believe? Is that right? We
are off Tuesday, actually.
All right.
And then we play Blackman Friday.
Okay. So got a little extra practice time to get ready for them, I would think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hopefully some space for my injured kids to get some nice
exactly.
recovery time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you need everybody healthy when you get ready for district play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hannah, we've got an MTSU game, so I'm going to let you go a little bit earlier than I normally do. But it's been love talking to you, and I'm glad to get to talk to you. And it's different school, but same coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all good.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Hannah. That's Stewart's Creek, and up next we've got Rockvale, but we're going to talk about our sponsor right now, Dan France Concrete, a licensed and insured residential and commercial concrete construction contractor serving Middle Tennessee. That's Dan France Concrete.
Turn to Turner Security.
Hey, it's Brian, and we've relied on Turner Security for systems here at WGNS and Big GTV for many years. Their advanced security solutions with real-time monitoring and automation keep us safe. Plus, their expert IT service ensures our tech runs smoothly, from networks, computers to troubleshooting. Their team tailors solutions to our needs, and I highly recommend them for home or business solutions for you.
Turn to Turner Security.
Franklin's Print Works is more than a print shop. They're a proud part of Rutherford County.
It is a focus of ours to be involved in the community. We partner with folks like the Journey Home and the Center for the Arts and all these places that help make our community better, and we're proud to do that.
Jeff Carlton with Franklin's Print Works, supporting local businesses, schools, nonprofits with high-quality printing, banners, signs, direct mail, and more.
We love to do stuff for the churches, for schools, for nonprofits.
Franklin's Print Works, trusted by the community.
Winners Trophies can help you with customized awards for any occasion. Owner Kelly Hockenberry continues to provide awards for sports teams, churches, recognition awards, and more. Call Winners Trophies at 904-6002. That's 904-6002 for the best in quality, service, and pricing. You can also email Kelly, winnerstrophy@comcast.net. That's winnerstrophy@comcast.net. Any award for any occasion. Winners Trophies, 904-6002.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, wgnssports.com, and Big G TV.
And this portion of the Coach's Show brought to you by Rick's Barbecue, serving up the best smoked barbecue ribs and many local favorites on Warrior Drive. Locally operated by Anne Marie Brents and the Lanning family. John Dinkins back with you here and wrapping up my portion of it with Perry Lyons, the head coach of the Rockville Lady Rockets. And Perry, I hope you got some kind of Christmas, at least a little bit.
Good morning. We did a little bit. Probably got maybe 3 days off. We practiced a lot, so yeah.
And you guys are, I'm going to say this very complimentary. You guys are, and I don't want to jinx you, but you guys are starting to put some points on the board.
Well, we're capable of it. Any given night, we can. Sometimes we struggle finding the basket and putting the ball in the basket. But at times we can be explosive, yes, sir.
You know, you beat Pickett County 68-66, and a lot of people don't know how good Pickett County is. They are a really good girls basketball team. And then you beat Siegel last night 66-30. Putting up 60 or more always helps, but I know you worry about the defense as well, concentrating on that.
I honestly think we got to get better on our defense. We need to improve on our rotations and just communicating and talking to one another. I talked to them after the game about, get along and love one another and help your teammate out. So we'll make a big emphasis on that this week, going into practices this week on defense. We got to get better defensively as a team.
Perry, there's some names here I want to bring up. Nash has been on a roll. She's gotten over 20 in both of these last two games, and she is very capable. She's a good penetrator, and she doesn't necessarily rely on the outside shot, does she?
We try to work inside out. I know all young kids love, shooting the three, but the game, to me, you got to establish inside first and let the game kind of dictate, what you're doing. So, yeah, she's capable of scoring at all three levels, from the three to the mid-range to the, inside penetrating. But mid-range game is gone. It's a lost art, and I think you've probably seen that the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
They just won't shoot those elbow jumpers. And I remember Corn Elder, he made a living shooting those shots right there at the corner of the free throw line. I remember that.
Absolutely. I preach that to my granddaughter every single day. It doesn't have to be a three if you'll hit that. And, another thing too, Perry, is use the backboard, use the glass.
Yeah, that's a lost art.
Yeah.
That's a lost art. I tell them all the time, put it on the square. It's there for a reason.
Exactly.
But, I guess we're just old school, but it actually goes in more if you use the backboard.
It does. Oh Lord, I could talk for days about that kind of stuff.
Right.
Haven Harris has also started to respond a little bit. I know she had some injury problems last year, but I think she is starting to feel that comfort zone again. I think.
Yeah, Haven had an accident last year, and so a lot of people probably don't have her on the scouting report, and that's good for us because Haven actually stretched the floor. When she's on, she can shoot the ball very well. One thing they don't realize, Haven's a tough defender.
Yes.
She's real hard-nosed, tough, tough. You can put her on the best player, and she's going to grind it out and make it tough on that kid. So love having Haven back. She makes a big difference in our team.
Yeah, and I could go on. I know your point guard's very solid. You've got a solid team. I guess it's just putting it all together, and I think maybe you've seen the first glimpses of putting it all together.
Well, we talked to him last night. I was like, I'd be glad when we can put 4 quarters together. We've either had a really good first half, bad second half, or a really good second half, bad first half. Like, I want to put 4 quarters of Rockville basketball together and see what happens because, not trying to be nitpicky or anything, but we haven't played a full game yet. The Pickett County game, we played good in the second half. Last night was second half. Like, I want 4 quarters for 32 minutes and see what we can do.
The game's simple if you do that, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And I don't know, I think a lot of people in the district and around could probably say the same thing. However, I know you have expectations for this team, and it's meeting those expectations that not only you have, but expectations for themselves, right?
Yeah, we had one get baptized this week, Amaya Nash, and it's really bigger than basketball because we want them to be good people outside of the court and outside of school, and that's one thing that in my programs or our program, we try to emphasize making the right decisions. Now, we know kids are going to make mistakes. They're going to do things. We did dumb things when we were young, but we want to emphasize more than just the basketball part. It's just being a good teammate, being a good person. And so constantly every day we're preaching to them about that. Watch what you say. Watch how you say it. Watch your tone. All of that's important, So that leads to the court. So we work on that every day. It's still a working process, but yeah.
And teaching them how to carry themselves, in front of people that are fans and or family. And I think you incorporate those values into your program, which is a good thing. And I was glad to hear about Amaya. That's pretty neat. I wanted to talk to you before I let you go. We've got MTSU basketball today. I'm going to have to cut a little short. But
that's good.
But I know you're busy. I know where you're at. So anyway,
yes, sir.
We've got Antioch, Riverdale, and Laverne, and let's talk about them. I know Antioch has had some struggles, but not going to take them lightly.
No, well, you know me. You've known me a long time.
Right.
We respect every single person on the schedule. We will not go into that game taking them lightly. Let me give a shout out to Coach Weekly. I thought Siegel was a lot better, man, and he's doing a good job over there. Coach Bug does a great job at Riverdale. Coach Thomas, like Laverne's coming up with Cason. Like, you cannot take anyone for granted, and that's one thing I learned. In life, you got to take everybody and give them the best shot because they're coming to play.
I saw Riverdale and Oakland battle last night, and they're both capable of beating other teams, in terms of Oakland looked really good at times. They are having Riverdale and Oakland, I think it would say, are similar to what you're feeling, putting 4 quarters together and knowing how to win, I think. And to some extent, that's a little true with you guys as well, because you've got a new cast. You've got Nash that can lead, and but there are similarities to every team that's out there.
Yeah, the district, to me, anyone can beat anyone, and we understand that. So going in, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a nice run. I think the district tournament and all that's gonna be great. Everybody's about the same, to be honest. Everybody's about the same, and so you're just gonna have to continue to work each week and try to get better. I've been in Rutherford County my entire life. You are not gonna ever play a team out of Rutherford County. It's not gonna be tough. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be tough.
And, Perry, when you look at, and you mentioned some of the coaches, I think we have some of the best coaches in anywhere to be found. Football, basketball, baseball, you name it. But they're hard-nosed, and they're very competitive. But, again, something that you mentioned earlier, they teach values as well to all these kids. We're very fortunate in Rutherford County to have the coaches that we have.
I agree, man. It's a great county, and we're very blessed to have these coaches. You take anyone in our district, you can put them in another district or whatever, and they'll win it. I mean, that's just the truth of it. So, yeah.
And you've got Wendell over there. I know that means a lot to you, and you guys get along great, and he's just a great guy to work with, and yet and he's competitive too, but in the right way.
The only issue I got with Wendell is when I go to softball, he makes the basketball schedule. And when I looked at the schedule of who we had to play on the girls' side, I was like, Wendell. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I was like, what are we doing?
I knew you were going to bring something up like that. Oh me. So tell me quickly before I let you go. We got and you mentioned Riverdale. They've got some pieces. And if you catch them on a hot night from outside, because they've got two that can put it up there.
Man, they've got two, and don't think we don't. Abby Dennis and little number 20.
Yeah, Taylor. Yeah,
they can shoot the ball from anywhere at any time. You better get her hand up because they can make them. They're capable of making them.
And then Laverne, Shanice is doing a good job with that group too.
She's done a really good job. I've seen them in a tournament and I watched them play. They're so much more aggressive. They're solid. Got a really strong guard that leads them. They also have a shooter. I believe on film I see number 13. I believe. Like I said, man, we're not taking anybody for granted. And you know me, we're not going to take anybody for granted. We're going to go in there and give our best to everyone we play. So.
I know you mentioned one last question. I know you mentioned being consistent. Is that the number one goal right now? I mean, is everything coming in place with the exception of just being more consistent?
I feel like when we run our different sets and execute, we look good at times. And then there's times where, they get a little excited, get a little antsy. It might not be there on the first option. That's when you see us get sporadic and start just kind of throwing the ball, up because it's not there. And I was like, hey, we don't have a shot clock. Just keep working the ball, and it'll open up eventually. Because you're going to catch somebody not playing defense on a couple of rotations, right?
Yeah, right.
But we get a little panicky. Coach, it isn't there, Wes. We gotta calm them down a little bit and just run through our stuff and just take our time.
Well, Perry, it's a pleasure. Wish we could spend a little more time with you, but we'll do that in 2 weeks, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's Perry. Yes, sir. That's Perry Lyons, the head coach of the Rockville Lady Rockets. Winners over Siegel last night, 66-30. And this portion of the Coach's Show is brought to you by the Law Offices of John Day, providing superior legal representation to injury victims and their families. Find out more at johndaylegal.com. I need new glasses, don't I? Hey, coming up is Danny Brewer, Wild Man Danny. He's going to interview the next one coming up.
We're catching up with Anne-Marie Brents at Rick's Barbecue, 212 Warrior Drive, another one of our great local businesses.
Yeah, it's a big family business. Knowing that my grandparents started it, to see it evolve and what it is now, it's just been really cool, and I love it. It's just something I'm very passionate about, and customers have been great to us as well.
Whether it's a quick meal, feeding the whole family, or catering, Rick's Barbecue can handle it all.
It's really something I'm really passionate about, very blessed and thankful for.
Rick's Barbecue, 212 Warrior Drive.
Renters. When you combine State Farm, auto, and renters insurance, you will save money. I'm State Farm agent Celeste Middleton, and I'd love to talk to you about combining your auto and renters insurance to help you save. Call me 615-895-2700.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck, duck, goose. You'd do anything to protect your kids. I'm State Farm agent Dana Womack, and it's important to protect them with life insurance. I can make it easy and affordable for you to protect your family.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, wgnssports.com and Big G TV.
The Coach's Show is brought to you by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance. TOA, the largest and most comprehensive orthopedic surgery group in Middle Tennessee. Find out more at TOA.com. Danny Brewer, I'm back with you now. And I'm extremely happy because I got Brian Weekly, the head basketball coach at Siegel for Lady Stars. Coach, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well, man. I'm just enjoying life. Got a new puppy for Christmas, so just having fun with it.
Oh, new puppy. I'm a dog guy. What kind of puppy did you get?
We got a mini Bernedoodle.
Okay. Okay.
So it's been pretty fun. You know, the puppy. I mean, he's a wild one. He wakes up super early, and you know he always on the go.
Yeah.
Always getting into things. So
Puppies keep you on your toes. So Bernedoodle. So I know it's going to be part poodle, but what's the other part?
Bernie's Mountain Doodle.
Okay, all right.
Or Bernie's Mountain Dog, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that like a big dog?
Yeah, that technically is a big dog, and then the other part is it's a mini poodle, so he should be about 35 to 45 pounds.
Oh, okay, all right. So manageable, because I know that some of those Burmese mountain dogs, they get like
they get huge. So
yeah, because they're like herding dogs, right?
Yeah.
The herding. So is like the dog gonna herd you around a little bit?
It's all he does is follow us around. He don't leave you alone.
Okay, well that's good stuff. All right, so let's talk Lady Stars basketball. Now, is this your first year or second year?
Second year.
Second year at Lady Stars. Okay, so I know that you've coached at other schools in the county. Talk about how it's been settling into Siegel and with being part of Siegel Nation.
Yeah, you know, the school as a whole is it's a great school to be at. You know, the administration's fantastic. We actually we're actually transitioning into a new principal, so you know, getting to learn him and how he wants things done and stuff like that is, you know, it's gonna be it's gonna be fun to do and everything. So, but you know, athletic director is great. All the coaches that we get to be around are great. The kids are great. So, yeah, I can't complain. My everyday job is pretty great.
Good.
I enjoy it.
Who is the new principal there at Siegel?
Stephen Wayne. He came from Rock Springs. He actually used to coach girls basketball at one point. So
okay, well, good. Because I know that Larry Creasy was really did a good job there at Siegel. I felt like I've known Creasy for a long time. A good man and cared a lot about athletics.
Yeah. Creasy was great to work for. I definitely will miss him and everything and his leadership. So. But yeah, this is my second year at Siegel, and just trying to build a program, and you know, get the girls to buy into what we're doing every day.
Right, absolutely, and that's what high school athletics is about about building young adults. Let's talk a little bit before we get into the team. Sean Middleton and the Middleton Coach Mid influence, because Coach Mid is my guy.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about him and the positive influence, because I know he plays a role in all sports. It seems like there at Siegel.
Yeah. He's got his hands on everything. It seems like Coach Mid's great. He's fantastic for me to have. He's a level-headed, you know, older head that he can, you know, he gets. I get a lot of good feedback from him, you know, from his coaching experience and everything. So he's just great to have on staff. You know, he's a pretty good, you know, offensive mind too, that, you know, he definitely helps me out with that, you know, every day and stuff. And he's a good middle ground kind of guy for, you know, for the kids and stuff too. You know, whenever the kids are frustrated and things, he's able to talk them down and kind of help them out, you know, as much as possible. And it's just great having a guy like that on my staff. And also Tyler Erdman, he's new for me. He actually played at Siegel High. He graduated 2019. And Tyler has been great for me, just from having a young guy on staff that, you know, he's eager to get, you know, dive in and teach the game of basketball. And, you know, being able to bounce ideas back and forth between the two of us has been pretty great, you know, and so, you know, just having those two as on my staff has just been, I can't ask for a better staff right now.
Right, because I mean, when you think about that, Coach Mid, he's been there, done that, bought the T-shirt. He's been around. He's coached a lot of different sports at different schools and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then when you have that young mind too, because the game evolves, even though the basics of it are the same, there are still things where it evolves some, and he helps you with that, I'm sure, as far as cutting edge type stuff.
Yeah, and that's, you know, he gets to bring a different perspective on some things from, you know, it's been, you know, obviously, so for, you know, and I got to coach against him when I was at Stewart's Creek. So that's pretty cool to, you know, to be able to, you know, work together and be able to bounce ideas off of each other. And we're all three working together, just trying to build,
look at those sparkling mushrooms.
Basketball up, and
how will you tackle those lurking
make it
foes?
as competitive as possible.
Got a backup plan?
You know, continue to, you know, see growth and you know, hopefully one day we can, you know, definitely play in district championship and things like that. So just one day at a time for us.
Well, that's how you have to take it. You know, Siegel girls basketball has been good in the past, does have some history. Talk a little bit about what's going on. What's y'all's record right now?
Currently, I think we're 5-9 or 5-10. I think I'm not 100% sure on which one, but First part of the season, just we lost one at Columbia that was kind of tough on us. I feel like we should have won that game, but it's the first game of the season that can swing back and forth either way. We've won 5 games, and last year we only won 3 games, so I kind of look at it from that perspective a little bit of like, hey, we are getting better. Shelbyville, we lost to Shelbyville last year twice. Was never really in the game with them last year, so in this year we were able to compete and kind of hold our own in the first half and stuff like that. So that was nice. Warren County, same thing. First time we played Warren County, we didn't start off too good in the first quarter, but in the third and fourth quarter we played really, really well and gave ourselves a chance to win. And just small little details that we're trying to hone in on and try to get 4 quarters together. So played a couple Christmas tournaments, went 1-1 in every tournament we played in, and then came back from the break. And last night went to Rockville, had them. It was 7-6 at the end of the first quarter. So the game plan was really working for us last night. Early on, second quarter we played really, really well in the second quarter until we got in some foul trouble. Foul trouble is what ultimately led to our problems a little bit. And just kids having to play some roles that they're not used to, and things like that. So, as far as like ball handling and things like that. So, and their press, Rockville's a really good team. Their press, if you can't break their press, you're going to have a tough time. If they turn you over, they're going to, that's kind of their, one of their biggest MOs is, they're going to turn you over and score in transition. And so trying to combat that, I felt like we had really good, 2 good really practices in a row. We actually brought the freshman boys in to kind of speed us up a little bit and teach you. So, the girls are, they're getting better every day. It's just a matter of, trying to translate everything from practice to game and be able to play 4 straight quarters.
The practice time, that's really when you build your team. Do you think you've got a pretty good practice team? Do the girls understand that, the importance of working hard at practice?
Yes, yeah, they definitely do. When it's time to lock in, they're locked in, and everything and learning. And just, from a game plan standpoint, last year I didn't get to really game plan enough to matter, because we were just trying to build up the kids and trying to, teach them the game of basketball as much as possible and get their skill set better. This year we're able to little game plan some, and it's all new for them, as far as knowing what they're supposed to do, if that kid can shoot or if that kid's mainly a driver, or 3/4ing a post player or fronting a post player, so or ball screen action and stuff like that. So just continuing to harp on those things defensively, and whatnot from a game plan standpoint.
Well, that's where you become a student of the game, right?
Right. And so, that's one thing for us. We are really young. I've got 3 seniors that are playing right now. One, unfortunately, Neil Alexander, our best player, she was injured early in the year. Not sure when we'll get her back. We're hoping and praying that we get her back at some point. But the other 3 seniors, they've had great leadership and everything, and they've gone through a lot since they've been in high school. So it's just just continuing to work with them and get them make the most of what we have with them right now. And then my underclassmen, I got starting wise, Aubrey Carroll is a junior that we rely. She plays a lot of minutes for us. She's one that she can shoot a little bit. She's not going to score a lot, but she's going to typically do the right things and kind of be in the right spots a lot of times. And then the underclassmen, the freshmen, sophomores are just, they're the ones that are going to be, they're getting a lot of experience right now for the future. And I'm hoping that all clicks over here in the next month or so, right before the district tournament and stuff like that.
So talk about what you got coming up this week, Coach.
This week we've got Smyrna, at Smyrna. So, that'll be fun to go over there. I know Siegel.
That's a Tuesday night game?
Yes. So, that's, Siegel and Smyrna are kind of, that zone is, kind of, some of the Smyrna kids come to Siegel, some Siegel kids end up at Smyrna somehow. So, that'll be fun for us, to be able to go up there and play. And then Friday we're home versus Oakland. So, another big district game for us. And, for us, it's about, competing. Rockville and Oakland, they were tough games for us last year. They're pretty good. So, for us, it's about competing against them and using the game plan to get better every day.
Because now you're in the kind of the county aspect of the schedule, which can be fun, right?
Which is very nice. We went to Warren County on January 6th, and so after that game, I looked at the schedule and was like, man, this is nice. I don't have to leave the county the rest of the season basically. So it's cool to be able to play against everybody in the county and not have to be split up.
Absolutely, Coach. Well, you're building a good product over there at Siegel. We certainly do appreciate your time, and we wish you the best luck. Brian Weekly doing it right over there at Siegel with the Lady Stars. I appreciate you, Coach.
Appreciate you. Yep.
Yes, sir. The Coaches Show is brought to you by Parks Auction Company. Let their team of experienced and professionally trained staff utilize the auction process to sell your property. Find out more at parksauction.com.
It's Brian, and as a customer of First National Bank of Middle Tennessee, let me tell you how they can show up for you. Whether I need help navigating a financial decision or just a question, I know I can pick up the phone and talk to someone who's right here in our community. In a world that's becoming more impersonal every day, it's good to know that First National Bank of Middle Tennessee is always there with real people who care.
First National Bank of Middle Tennessee. We show up for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 401715. It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019 100.5, 1450 WGNSsports.com and Big G TV.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Rick's Barbecue, serving up the best smoked barbecue, ribs, and many local favorites on Warrior Drive, locally operated by Anne-Marie Brents and the Lanning family, Danny Brewer. I'm here with you this morning, and I'm extremely pleased because I'm joined by Eagleville head basketball coach Chris Lynch, leader of the Lady Eagles. Coach, how are you this morning?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Well, quite well, Coach, quite well. So we're going to kind of jump right into this. Well, first, let's talk a little bit about Chris Lynch before we jump into the team. How many years have you been the head basketball coach at Eagleville?
Pretty good question. I think it's about 24.
So you're like an institution there at Eagleville, huh?
Well, this is my 30th year, and I've been at Eagleville for 28 and a half of them. So it's been a pretty long time.
Yeah, so is it move over Donnie Holland? I mean, because, Donnie Holland and I, we know he was legendary at Eagleville. He and I were good friends, but it ain't quite move over Donnie Holland, but still.
Donnie Holland story?
Yeah, give me your Donnie Holland story.
Okay, I graduated from Eagleville, but grew up over near Blackman. I went to Rockville Elementary when it was a single building over there. So I had heard of Donnie Holland, but never met him. And I came in 91. He was already gone to Smyrna. And we were hosting a graduation, and I was one of the door guys. And Donnie Holland comes walking up, and I didn't know who he was. And he said, "Who's the girls' basketball coach?" And I thought that he knew it was me because he asked, and he's the first one I saw. I said, "Well, that's me." And he said, "I got a bone to pick with you." And I was like, "Oh, no." And, he's a pretty intimidating guy. He walks me over to the trophy case and said, "These are our state runner-up trophies right here." He said, "They're dusty, they're tarnished, there's some pieces broken and missing." And, it really caught me off guard. And I said, "Coach," and he told me who he was, and I said, "Coach, I'm sorry." I said, "You're right. That should have never happened." So I said, I'm going to make it right. And so that next school season, so that was at graduation. So the next December, I invited him and all the players that were on that runner-up team back to Eagleville during a halftime show. And we had the ball re-chromed. Taylor Color helped us out with that in Eagleville. Bought all new pieces on it, all new lettering, and presented it to him and the team that year. And at the time, we were like probably, I want to say, not great record. It was like maybe 5-12 or 5-15 at that time. And after that game, we went on to win 17 out of our next 19 and made it to the state tournament.
Wow.
I don't know if it was a little, good luck mojo or whatever, but yeah, he definitely called me out on it and needed to. So,
well, I'm gonna say, you know this as well as I. When Donnie Holland spoke, you listened because he was an intimidating figure. Good man though, really good man, really good basketball coach.
Absolutely.
Yeah, utmost respect for Donnie Holland. So that let's roll that right in. Eagleville has had a very proud tradition in girls basketball. Because I know back in Donnie's day, they were battling with Smyrna. Him and Harry Gill would go at it. Because Smyrna was pretty daggum good then too. So him and Harry Gill would go at it. But Eagleville has had a very proud girls basketball tradition, and you have been a big part of that.
Just try to really carry on what was there to begin with. And, you feel like, I guess, a lot of pressure and a lot at stake because, you can get called out at any moment. So Donnie Holland called me out. I was so blown away. But
look at that glowing treasure.
yeah, it's something that you have to keep up with and something that you really need to take a little pride in. So it's a good place to be.
Absolutely right. So let's talk a little bit about what you got going on this year. What's your record right now, Coach?
We're 5-11.
5-11. Okay, so let's talk. District play started this week. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay, so your pre-district schedule. You believe in scheduling tough because that makes you better when it comes this time of year. True or false on that?
That is true. I looked the other day. We had there's a rankings strength poll, and our strength of schedule was 5th out of the state, and I believe that because it has been very tough. Our 3 wins prior to starting district was Forest, who's 12-3, Huntland, who has, I think, 11 wins, and Riverdale, which, when you jump up 3 classifications, it's tough in itself. So those were our 3 wins, which are pretty good wins. And, our losses have been to some very good teams. So, all in mind, hoping that this is getting us ready for when district tournament, district play starts. So it's worth the reward. It's a little frustrating. I wish we'd have had some games in there where we didn't have to play our absolute best to win one of them in there. But, you kind of schedule with the boys, and they're having a special season. So kind of make it work for both of you.
So tell me what happened this week. You guys, did you play 2 games this week?
We did. We played Cullioca at home on Tuesday, and we jumped out to a 12-2 lead and kind of hung around that mark for a while, and they cut it back. Then we jumped back out to a lead. I'm still trying lineups this season, trying to see what works, who can come in and give some minutes, if there's certain groups that can come in. And, we're still toying with that and haven't had to do that in a long time. The past, probably 3 years, I would play 5 or 6 girls, maybe 7. This year I'm playing probably 12 on a regular night, 14 most nights. And, it's just I have a lot of girls that are really close together. And as far as playing ability and what they bring, so it's been a work in progress. But we ended up beating Cullioca I want to say by around 15. And then Friday night, which we moved to Thursday night, actually, we thought it was going to storm worse than it did, but it's kind of nice to have a Friday night off. But Hampshire came in, and they are probably one of the weaker teams in our district if you look at their overall work this year. And we're down 16-20 at halftime. And, you know, I go in the locker room, and I'm at a loss for words. And I told the girls, I don't know if I've ever been at a loss for words. Like, I just can't, I couldn't put it in words. So Coach Keller said some good things at halftime, and we go back out in the second half, and we outscore them 31-3 in the third quarter. So a very good third quarter, and end up winning by about 30. So it was good to see that, you know, we could put it together. It just took us a while to get it going.
Well, I guess, you know, sometimes that can happen, and you're dealing with kids, and you have to figure out ways to kind of flip that light switch on. And obviously somebody said something to flip the switch. 31-3 in the third quarter. That's pretty impressive.
Well, my uncle, Terry Wilson, was at the game, and he said, I don't know what you said at halftime, but you should have recorded it and played it before the next game. And I said, well, that's the problem. I didn't say anything. We didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And we left just try to tell them not to, try to do it all in one play. I felt like we were rushing stuff, and we were trying to over pursue and giving up some easy stuff. And, I said, I'm going to walk out. Me and Coach Keller walked out. Coach Delk was sick. And I know she's going to say that was her, the reason why in the first half probably. No, she wasn't feeling well. So me and Coach Keller, said, we're going to step out, and I'm just going to let y'all talk a few minutes, and y'all need to talk about a few things. So I think, the girls kind of had a little meeting there, meeting of the minds, and got it right. So this week we travel to Santa Fe on Tuesday and then go to Mount Pleasant on Friday.
So still cold, and those are district games as well, right?
Both district games, that's right.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about some of your scores. I know you had some girls. Alex Bolden, she hit double figures, I think, in both games. And Mallory Lawyer, she had a double-figure game. Bailey Sutter, she had a double-figure game. Talk a little bit about those girls.
Yeah, MC also had a good night both nights. And, Alex is a freshman, and she scored 19 on Tuesday. She's really been working on her shot selection, coming in as a freshman and leaving middle school ball. You can, get your shot a little easier, but in high school, one shot that's really easy is that three-pointer sometimes, and you seem to be open a lot. But we've worked on her penetrating the ball because she has very good court vision and can make some really good passes. So we tried to work more on maybe let's get closer to the basket and sprinkle in a few threes here and there instead of shooting a lot of threes and sprinkling in a couple of drives. So she's really worked hard on that. She's a stat filler. She'll have a bunch of deflections, steals, assists, rebounds, shot attempts, free throws. Like when she plays, there's going to be, she's going to do, you're going to notice her out there. And I've tried to live with some, she's a freshman, and, I give her a little leeway here and there and have to, kind of reel her in just a little bit sometimes. But she's having a great second half of the season. And Bailey Suter, you mentioned her. She's our best shooter percentage-wise from three. And she works really hard, and she one night had a game where her stat line, they were zeros. She had 3 shot attempts and minutes, and that's all she had. And, we'll try to talk about, don't worry so much about scoring. Just worry about doing all the other things, and the scoring will come. And since then, she's had much better games and doing, not just being a one-way player.
Well,
Miss
Coach.
MC,
Yes, sir.
she has scored. I think she's probably right at our leading scorer. Her and Mallory Lawyer. They're our two seniors, and I feel like they've done a good job leading and they, rebounding, defense, scoring, leadership. Been really proud of them. So.
Well, very good, Coach. It's always good when your seniors step up, especially when district play starts. The Lady Eagles seem to be flying high right now. Coach, we certainly appreciate your time, and we wish you the best of luck.
Okay, thank you.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by the law offices of John Day, providing superior legal representation to injury victims and their families. Find out more at johndaylegal.com.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance are the leading experts in sports medicine and performance, and the team physicians for NFL, college, and high school athletes across Tennessee. TOA offers same-day appointments, walk-ins, and urgent care for acute orthopedic injuries that can't wait. TOA is proud to support Rutherford County high school athletes. Having a specialized care team you trust can make all the difference in your athletic journey. To find a TOA location near you, visit TOA.com.
It's time to talk about Middle Tennessee Christian School sports. It's MTCS Cougar Corner, presented by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance. Each week we sit down with the coaches to recap the latest games and preview what's ahead. It's time to talk about the orange and white on MTCS Cougar Corner, right here on WGNS and Big G TV. Stay tuned, the show is coming up right after this message from our sponsors.
Middle Tennessee Christian School, training for eternity.
People love to see us on the schedule when they have a home game because our fans show up.
MTCS President Matt Tiller.
The way we travel is just phenomenal. Our parents and our community are fully engaged in our school. When we compete, we're trying to do it in a way that honors God. We want to win. We also want to do it in a way that pleases Him.
Providing Christian values and academic excellence in a nurturing environment. That's Middle Tennessee Christian School. Invest in the future of your child. Find out more at mtcscougars.org. Dr. Russell McKissick of Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance talks about the grassroots effort in our local schools to ensure proper care for players.
To make sure our teams are covered here locally, be there for our trainers. Yeah, it's a passion that we have to try to take care of our athletes here in town and be there just to keep everybody playing as healthy and as best they can.
From a community standpoint, one of the most important things you do at TOA, I'd guess.
I think it's definitely a way to pay back to our community, just to be there for them and watch some great sports too.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, TOA, live your best life.
Middle Tennessee Christian School, training for eternity.
We're going to be an educational institution that teach Bible every day. Every subject we teach, we're going to teach through a biblical perspective. In every aspect of our school, we're going to do it through a Christian perspective.
MTCS President Matt Tiller.
That also means that everything we do, we have to be excellent. We feel like Christ calls us to excellence. And so that means we have to be excellent academically. That means we have to be excellent athletically, because that's what God calls us to. It's a great place to be.
Invest in your child's future in an environment that fosters Christ-centered values. To find out more, visit mtcscougars.org.
We're back for MTCS Cougar Corner, presented by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance and fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, wgnssports.com, and Big G TV.
Danny Brewer here, back with you. Happy to be on the Cougar Corner, and we're pleased to be joined this morning by girls head basketball coach Shayla Farrell. Coach, how are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you doing?
Well, doing quite well. You know, when you think about things and you put it in perspective, I mean, what a wonderful day. I mean, we've got the holidays behind us, which were great. I hope your holidays were wonderful. And, you know, it's a basketball's in full swing, so it's a great day, right?
Yes, my holidays were very good. January is a huge basketball month, so basketball world's going good too.
Okay, Coach, so let's educate folks, especially me, a little bit about Shayla Farrell. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from, Coach?
I graduated from Grundy County High School. I grew up in Birchville Springs, Tennessee, which is from Grundy County. However, I met my husband about 21 years ago, and we are currently living in Hillsborough, which is in Coffee County, Manchester, Tennessee.
Okay, so 21 years. Does this guy realize how lucky he is?
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna let you tell him. Yeah, we just had our anniversary in December, so we were married for 20 years in December. But it's been good. Yeah, it's been good.
Okay, so now this is your first year at Middle Tennessee Christian School. Is that correct?
Yes, that is right. Yes, sir.
All right. So tell me how you got to Middle Tennessee Christian School, and don't tell me I went down Memorial Boulevard and turned right on Cougar Boulevard. So tell me how'd you get to Middle Tennessee Christian School?
Okay, so my daughter actually, I coached middle school basketball here in Manchester at Westwood Middle School, and my daughter, the 7th and 8th grade year, my daughter's little team played in the James C. Hale State Tournament, and that is hosted by Middle Tennessee Christian School. So I met several people over those 2 years of being there. We actually won the state tournament my daughter's 8th grade year there at James C. Hale. So I kind of got to know them because it is over a 2-week span of how long that tournament lasts. And then the coaching job came open after Hannah resigned last year, and the athletic director contacted me, reached out to me, and it just kind of went from there. We started talking and kind of negotiating things and how the schedule flowed and what the expectation level was. And, one thing led to another, and they hired me for the coach.
Well, outstanding. So let's, what's your coaching background? I mean, you were a middle school coach. Have you coached anywhere else besides at the middle school there in Manchester?
So I actually got started in travel basketball, which is a pretty big thing, now in 2025, it's a huge thing. But I ran my own organization, Tennessee Top Guns, based mostly out of Middle Tennessee, and kind of got flowing there. My first year we had about 7 teams, and then it grew to up to 20 teams as an organization. So it grew really fast. But I kind of chose to take a back seat in that last year and kind of just enjoy having a little bit more of an open summer. I did coach my middle child a little bit, but once you get up in that high school level and travel basketball, it is a huge commitment with a lot of miles traveled. So I kind of took a back seat and took last summer off as far as coaching on that high school level in summer ball.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's really where I got started.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I mean, and AAU basketball is huge, and it's a developing ground for schools. And I mean, there's lots of schools that they like to have their AAU folks because it's a great feeder program for your school.
Yes, it really is. And it gets some experience, with school ball coaching, and I kind of got to see the best and the worst of both worlds. But with school ball, you're so limited to how much that you can practice with those girls. And a lot of times it's big numbers. You got 10 or 15 kids in the gym at once, where AAU and travel ball allows you more kind of free time in the summer, and they can get some more individual work, where school ball coaches are a little bit more handcuffed on the rules and how much they can and can't do. So it's different, but travel ball does benefit school kids that, are able to balance both of it.
Absolutely right, Coach. So let's talk a little bit about your team this year. What's the record for the Lady Cougars right now?
For sneaking past those
we
guards?
are 14-1 right now.
14-1. Wow, that's pretty impressive, because I'm sure you've played a pretty good schedule to this point. Talk a little bit about the schedule to this point.
Okay, so we come from a huge district. I know we're 8-0 in our district, so we've played 8 out of 14 of those games have been conference play. Our loss came to Bradley Central. So you hate to say a good loss, but if I'm going to have a loss, I'll take it from them, and we will get another chance to play them again next Saturday. Not today, but next Saturday we'll get to go to Cleveland and face Bradley again. But Notre Dame was a good non-conference game for us. Nashville Christian kind of gave us a different look. So we've had some good non-conference games as well. But as far as our district, PCA gave us the biggest challenge out of our district as I anticipated. They have a really good coach and a really good team. So they gave us kind of a close game. But outside of that, we've been pretty well able to control, our district numbers fairly easily outside of PCA.
So when you talk about Bradley Central, I mean, they're like a 4A state power. So that's a game when you, I mean, did you schedule that? Did you have a hand in scheduling that, or was that already on the schedule for you guys?
Yeah, that's the only game that I got to request. So we did request them, and they were looking for games anyways, because when you get in a situation like Bradley's in, where they have been such a strong program for so long, sometimes it's hard to find people that are willing to play you, honestly. And I know that's been a struggle for him, and we were happy to play him. I'm looking forward to going to his place. You know, it's just a different change of atmosphere. It'll be some adversity, and I'm looking forward to that for our kids.
Oh, you did good. Those are the games that you said good loss, but that can be good games to play whether you win or lose.
Oh, yes, absolutely. You can take away a lot. You know, good teams are able to show some of your weaknesses a little bit quicker, a little bit more obvious for you, and then it kind of makes you change your coaching style too, to see different ways on how to stop their key players, because they've definitely got one that's a power forward player that you have to change the way you coach to be prepared for her. So it helps me on the coaching side as well.
So 14-1, very impressive. Let's talk a little bit about some of the girls that you have. I know looking at like Tuesday night's game, I think you had maybe like 3 girls in double figures, Jade Watson, Jules Farrell, which is that your daughter?
It is, yes, sir.
And Anna Clay Shirley had 14 points, which Anna Clay's she's been kind of a staple for Middle Tennessee Christian in several sports there. Talk a little bit about the scoring aspect, because when you got 3 girls scoring in double figures, man, that makes your offense so tough to defend.
We actually right now do have 4 kids averaging double digits, and it's really favorable for us. And I think about coaching against that, it brings a challenge, because you can't just key in on 1 or 2 kids when you've got 4 that are averaging double digits. And our 5th and 6th player contribute as well, sometimes in just different roles, but we've got those that contribute as well on the stat sheet.
So talk a little bit about your daughter now. Is she a freshman this year, or what class is your daughter?
So I have 2. One of them is a junior, and then I have a daughter that's in 8th grade that plays on our middle school team.
Okay, great. So your daughter that's a junior, you know, sometimes, I mean, I coached baseball and travel baseball and all that stuff, and my son played for me, but when it was always a good thing. But I've seen those situations where the parent and the player don't always, it's a little bit tougher situation. Talk a little bit about the opportunity to coach your own daughter.
What I have realized this year, because I've coached her in the past in travel basketball, but, and I coached at middle school as well, but what I realized on a high school level is how much she's grown up. Her basketball IQ is really high. And one thing that we kind of agreed upon when I started coaching was, when the game is over, if she wants to talk about the game, we will. But if she wants to talk about life and school and things like that, I have to kind of switch over to mom mode, and we talk about her day. And, even if she plays bad, especially, I don't want to spend that time that we have together in the car ride home or, eating dinner talking about a bad game, because I think that will, it kind of hurts your relationship as a coach, because obviously if I wasn't her mom, I wouldn't be going home with her, So I kind of try to cut it off when I can tell it's been talked about too much for the day. But it's given us a lot of quality time together, and it's given me an opportunity to see the other kids. And I feel like I'm closer to those other kids, knowing that they're the same age as my daughter. They have, similarities as my daughter, same quality in basketball. And it gives me an opportunity to get really close to those teammates as well.
So when you talk about mom mode, that's cool. I love that. You can go into mom mode with the other players as well, because that's part of being a coach, is being a mentor as well, right?
Yes, we've had a few episodes like that. I'm like, okay, I know this has nothing to do with basketball, but you don't need to be hanging out with that person, or, you need to be doing this in class. And they'll kind of look at me and they're like, okay, coach. But yes, you're right. I have to be careful of crossing over into mom mode when I'm supposed to be in coach mode.
Right. But I mean, that in essence, that's what good coaches do, because I know some of the coaches that I had when I was way back eons ago when I played, and my son and my sons and everything, some of the really good coaches, they were more than just X's and O's and on the court or on the field. Because it's more about that thing. Coaching is more about that, I think, if you're going to be a good coach.
It really is, and that is one thing that I kind of wanted to touch on today is chemistry is everything. It is, truthfully, I've grown over the years in my coaching experience, and it is just as important as your skill and talent level. If you don't have girls that will fight and play for each other and stand up for each other and root for each other, you really don't have a team. And, it's important that they do have a relationship outside of the court and outside of practice. It's really important for them. And that is something that this team grabbed onto early, and it's even gotten better since the last time I was on the radio, honestly.
Well, Coach, that's one of those things that's very heartwarming, because you're absolutely right. Talent doesn't make a good team. It's more of the chemistry.
It really is. And I think parents sometimes don't realize that, but unless you're on the receiving end, and I do think these parents, this group of parents, have already seen, my kid is having fun, or my kid is getting celebrated, or my kid is getting picked up when she feels knocked down. And it really is a good feeling as a parent, too, to be able to see that they've got some friends outside of just a teammate on the basketball court.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about Jade Watson. I'm looking at some of the stats here, and I know she's consistently hitting around 20 a game, it looks like. Talk a little bit about Jade Watson and her style and what she brings to the Lady Cougars.
So Jade has a really good change of pace. She can go really, real hard. She can go, a medium speed, and she can walk the ball down. So her change of pace, just speed level, she can bring the basketball when she's handling the basketball from waist high, and she can get it down to the knee. Her ball handling skills are very, very good. But just her speed really separates her, because some people underestimate her because she is a smaller guard. But her speed, I've found that people can't hardly keep up with her, and I don't even think she's fully wrapped her head around how fast she is, or even probably can be at times, But the way that she can change her pace, the way that she can change her direction with the basketball is what separates Jade for sure.
What class is she?
She is also a junior as well.
A junior? Well, the greatest thing about juniors is they become seniors, right?
I have three seniors. I have Embria Haynes. She was on the team last year. I have AC, obviously, that has been a big part of Middle Tennessee Christian for a long time. And then I have Kyla Crawford, that was a transfer from Rockville. So I'll lose three, but I do have three juniors also, or actually four juniors, and then a sophomore. So we still got some that will be coming back.
So, Coach, let's talk a little bit about what you got coming up. 14-1 now, but obviously it's what's next, and the next game is the most important game. Talk a little bit about what you got coming up this coming week.
So today we actually play at Bell Buckle. We played the Webb School today at 2 o'clock. So that is a district game for us, and they've had a lot of success in the past. They've kind of started out slow in the season, but I can tell based off of some scores and some film that I've seen that they are starting to progress as the season goes. They played PCA to a 10-point game last night, so that's they're coming along, and I knew they would. They've had a good squad for 4 to 5 years now, so I kind of expected them to start rising. But so we have Webb today, and then next week we'll have a couple of conference games, and then obviously Bradley. We play Franklin Christian. And then Grace Christian, I think, on the 16th, and then we'll go to Cleveland Saturday. So the 3 games in a week is kind of tough, but we're learning to balance it.
Well, Coach, that's the building blocks of a really good team, is being able to deal with adversity, especially with the travel, because you talk about going. Now, is it at Webb today?
It is, yes, sir. It's at Webb.
Which that's not a real far trip, but still, you're going on the road, and then at Bradley Central, those road trips, they will certainly make you better.
We actually, it's funny you say that, because our next 4 games, probably 5 games, maybe even 6 are away games. I don't know how our schedule kind of got stacked that way, but we're on the road today, and we'll be definitely on the road for all 3 games next week. I know I've looked ahead to that. So it'll be a lot of traveling, and that's an adjustment. Just learning at this age to balance academics and getting your homework done and being on the road. All the things, it's a challenge at this age.
Coach, we certainly appreciate your time, and I congratulate you on a 14-1 start to the season. You got the Lady Cougars roaring, and that's what people over there like to see. Good times at Middle Tennessee Christian School. Coach, appreciate your time. Wish you the best of luck.
I appreciate you.